Hi everyone. So today we are going to see, I think so, session 6 if I'm not wrong. So till yesterday, we have seen GTS, ECC, procurement cycle, organization structure, master data, and all those we have seen in till date. Okay. And I've been asking few questions on like and given some homework. I don't see it happening. Anyways, I have no issues. I'll go forward. Now, there was one question asked to me yesterday. If you notice, yesterday or day before yesterday I've created a vendor master record, and that vendor master record, what happens is that from SAP ECC system it went to SAP GTS system. Though I pushed it manually, it moved from ECC system to GTS system. That means from ECC system it moved to GTS system. Correct. So the question asked is like, how does it go? What is the back end behind it? All those things. Maybe like you guys can Google it. If you Google it, you'll be able to understand. But it is my responsibility to help you guys to understand why we are moving the vendor master record from ECC to GTS system. And one more thing is that, let me go to GTS system first. So this is a GTS system. I'm going into BP is a transaction to view any business partner, and this is the 76 is the business partner which was created in ECC system, and that has come into GTS system. When it come into GTS system, it created as a business partner with a business partner number 301228. Okay, it is picking internally. It will pick the internal numbers. But if you see the role, I told you right, when creating an organization also under BP, when creating an organization, for SLL SIT we use for legal unit. Okay, but if you see over here, when the business partner is getting created for a vendor, yesterday I showed you at the table level also how you can find whether it is a vendor or a customer. And if you see over here, it has a BP role, and that BP role says that it is a vendor. SLL CPS is the vendor business partner role which we have. Clear? Now how, like what should I say is that when creating a customer, okay, what will be the BP role getting updated here? Because it will not be the same BP role. For a vendor there will be a separate BP role, for a FTO there will be a separate BP role, for a legal unit there will be a separate BP role. Similarly, for a customer also it will have a separate BP role. Not only for that, whatever data which is created as a business partner in GTS system, it will have its specific business partner role. But how does the system knows that? That question should come, right? See, I would tell you guys, if you guys are exploring, if you guys want to explore more, I would recommend you guys to learn a lot. Okay, so assign external partner role. I come over here. If you see over here, it says assign external partner role, but I don't think so. We need to come over here. Let me go over here, go to general settings, or go into SAP gateway. I think I forgot that. Anyways, give me a minute. Let me check on that. Cross application components. Maybe here. Yes, SAP business partner. Maybe here is a business partner. Basic settings. Okay, and here you have business partner roles. So here you will be defining the business partner, and you will tell what is it of. So here if you see, when I click on, okay, I don't want to select this. Let me select, yeah, this one. Okay, view it. I'm creating a business partner role, and I'm giving the title as business partner CPC, and then I'm giving it as description as this, and then business partner role category also has to be defined, and that is also been defined over here. And this is how you define and tell the system that whenever a vendor is getting created, that will come and get assigned the business partner role as SLL CPS, and whenever a customer is getting created, that will come and get created as a SLL CPC. SLL CPC is for customer, SLL CPS is for vendor, SLL FTO is for foreign trade organization, SLL SIT is for legal unit, and then there are few other things which you have to know. One thing is data provider. If you guys remember, I don't think I've spoken about data provider, but have this in your mind. We will have to discuss about data provider. Now let's not go deep into this concept, but you understood that whenever you create a vendor, it comes and gets created as a supplier business partner by the business role. You can see over here, even in the table level, you can see the business partner category that will have a vendor category. Now this is something else. This is a customer which was created in the ECC system that came as a customer business partner in GTS system. And if you go and see over here, it will has SLL CPC. In this entry we have SLL CPS, and this entry we have SLL CPC. That tells this this is a business partner. Clear? So this is what I wanted to tell in the business partner side, but let's move on. Now the question is, I was able to create a business partner in GTS system, yes or not? I created an FT legal unit. If you guys remember, I created a legal unit, and that is a business partner, right? And if at all, if you guys want me to create a business partner, let me go over here, BP, okay, no, okay, I'm going to create a new business partner. I don't know, these are like some things which are create note, no, I don't know why is this coming like this. More business partner, create. Okay, it is asking only for organization. I don't know why. Okay, now I'm going to create a business partner. Let me forget. I don't want to. Okay, let us say it as vendor 1. Okay, and I want to choose a role. So when I want to choose a role, I'm just clicking on, this is a vendor, right? I'm just clicking on SLL CPS. That means that is a vendor business partner which I'm going to get created. Now I'm choosing internal assignment. Okay, and it says, do you want to create a business partner? Or let's data already under, no problem. Now I'm telling it as test 2025. Use that here, and street Chennai 12345 India. Press enter. Grouping internal assignment has internal number assignment. Do not enter a number. Okay, no problem. Like it says, it can pick a business partner on its own. Because we have chosen a business partner role as supplier, that means it will create an internal number assignment. We cannot give an external number. So let me see what it takes. Pressing enter, and then I'm trying to save it. It got saved. 301229 is the business partner which has got created. Now I can create a business partner in GTS itself. But then why do I still need a business partner from GTS system? Or from ECC system? Why does the data from the ECC system come to GTS system when I can create the same thing in the GTS system? Clear? Maybe you guys can look into it, check for it, and get me an answer for that. I have no issues with that. But let me tell you, see, say for example, the ECC system is going to be the feeder system. We all know GTS is the standalone system, and ECC system or EWM system or non-SAP system is going to be the feeder system, because they are the data warehouse for GTS system. You have all the transactions to take place in the ECC system. Say for example, you create a material master, you create a vendor master, you create a customer master, and then you create a purchase order or a sales order, you create an inbound delivery and outbound delivery, you create a goods receipt or a goods issue document, whatever it may be. All the functionalities of logistics movements takes place at the ECC side. We use GTS only for the perspective of to check whether we are legally compliant or not, and when we are going to send the goods outside your country, you are following the customs authorities procedure or not. That's it. So in that case, you have millions of orders, millions of documents, millions of master data, millions of material master, vendor master, all those they are in ECC system. Considering that as a fact, why do you still wanted to create a data freshly in GTS system? So what you do is that whenever I create a data in the ECC system, I just transfer the data to GTS system, and when I transfer the data to GTS system, it goes for screening test and see whether the created business partner is legally compliant or not. And so it will take the necessary actions to take place. So rather than creating a duplication of efforts by creating a data in ECC separately and GTS separately, I would recommend that let me have the data transferred to GTS system. So whenever there is a transfer happening to GTS system, at that place the screening will happen. Now the question again should come. You guys have to think out of the box. If the functionality is like you can create a data in ECC system and transfer it to GTS system, then why the hell GTS is giving a creating BP? Why? Very simple, for testing purpose. Or whatever data you wanted to create, apart from the data what you receive from the ECC side, you can still create it. Say for example, FTO you are creating it. You are not just directly using it, you are not transferring the company code or the plan from ECC system to GTS system. So you can create that. For that you can use the BP transaction and you can create a business partner for organization, FTO and legal unit. And then data providers. You are not going to link the data provider to your ECC system. Data providers are those who are like linked to the GTS system. So they will be giving the files and you'll be uploading to the system. So it is responsible that you have a business partner for a data provider. And that data provider or the business partner, you will not get it from the ECC system. So the BP functionality has been given to you to create a data provider. And also apart from that, if at all you wanted to deal with brokers, in customs management, you have to deal with brokers. At that case, you are not going to create a BP you are not going to create a broker master data in the ECC system. Broker master data belongs to GTS system alone. So to create a business partner with the broker master data, it is necessary you have a BP transaction and to get created. So that is the whole perspective of why BP transaction is there in GTS system. Now again, coming back to the first topic itself, how the data is getting transferred to GTS system. That is a very, very big topic to understand. Let me go through that. But whenever and wherever necessary, if at all you guys wanted to understand on ECC topic, please let me know so that I'll just give you a brush up on the ECC topic as well, because there are a lot of data, lot of information we have to discuss on the ECC topic. Even today I plan to take the material master record topic, but there were like few questions asking like how did the data got transferred. So that is a very key important question which has to be answered. So let me come to here. What all the data which will get transferred from ECC to GTS system? Let's talk about master data. So we have material master data, and then we have vendor master data, and then customer master data. So this is vendor master and customer master, which will come to GTS system as product master data. These are the three master data which will be transferred to GTS system. And apart from that, there are other master data which will be coming to GTS system, which is transactional data. So what is that? For import process, we have PO, IBD, and then GR. This is for import. And for export, we have SO, OBD, and billing document. So this is for export. So these 6 documents comes to GTS system, and above 3 master data comes to GTS system. Only these comes to GTS system? No. There are more data which can also come into GTS system, but on a basic level, I would recommend that this is enough. Okay, we'll go in depth when we are exploring GTS more and more. We'll be able to go in depth and understand more. Clear? Now, I told you guys that, I'm sorry, this is wrong. Okay, so material master, when comes inside, material master is called as MMR, material master record. When comes into GTS system, it creates a product master data. I don't know what is happening. Product master data, and vendor master record and customer master record, when comes inside GTS system, it creates a business partner. And how you will differentiate it? Very simple, please stick to it. Business partner category or business partner role will tell you whether it is a vendor or a supplier or it is a customer. See, vendor or supplier in general both are same. Vendor to whom you purchase, supplier whom you sell. Like the supplier supplier is someone like who supplies the goods. So obviously we are going to buy from a supplier. So supplier and vendor both are in same terms only. Clear? So this is what. Now the question comes is, we have discussed about material master, product master. What happens to purchase order? When a purchase order comes into GTS system, it creates a custom document. And when an IBD, that's nothing but the inbound delivery, when it comes into GTS system, it creates a customs document. When a goods receipt or a material document comes inside GTS system, it creates a customs import declaration. Similarly, when a sales order comes inside GTS system, it creates a customs document. And when an OBD, outbound delivery document, comes inside GTS system, it creates a customs document. And when a billing document or a pro forma invoice comes inside GTS system, it creates customs export declaration. So by these terms, you should be able to understand that these belongs to import process, these belongs to export process. Now, what is the basic difference between a customs document and a customs declaration? Okay, I say this is a customs document, I say this is a customs import declaration, and this is customs document, this is customs export declaration. What does it mean by? So your homework is to tell me what is the difference between customs document and customs declaration. Let's see how many of you are able to answer that. So you guys have to follow with me. There will be some basic questions, basic doubts. What is a PO? What is an IBD? What is a goods receipt? All these questions should come because we have not covered about the SAP topics at all. We have just gone into the vendor master record. We have not covered the customer master record. We have just not completed the master record, but we are jumping onto the transaction data. But don't worry, we will be able to complete it. But for now, just stick to this and let's understand. I'll tell you. Whenever a purchase order is getting created, okay, hope you guys are aware of what is the transaction code for a purchase order, what is the table level for purchase order. If you guys are not aware, please visit the videos. Try to ensure you guys make a note of it. Transaction codes and tables are very, very important. Purchase order is created for import scenario. So you are going to purchase from a guy, and whatever the goods you are going to purchase, that will be the purchase order. Inbound delivery document is nothing but a document which is created so that you will come to know when the actual goods will receive in your place. And goods receipt is nothing but once the goods are received inside your warehouse, you will do a posting in your system stating that I have ordered 1000 quantities of some goods and you have received that. So that is basically called as purchase order, which will go to the supplier, and you will say that I need these goods by Jan 1st 2026, and then the IBD gets created, and in IBD you will get a confirmation from the vendor or the supplier telling that I can supply the goods by 26th of December 2025 itself. So once that is done, you will be able to do the goods receipt once the goods are physically received in your warehouse. That would have received before 26, after 26, that doesn't matter at all, but it will get received. Once after receiving only, goods receipt will be posted. Maybe your homework is that what is the transaction code for, okay, what is the T code for IBD, what is the T code, and tables for IBD, inbound delivery. You can call it as IBD or inbound delivery, whatever you want. GR, SO, OBD, outbound delivery, and billing document. Try to find this as well. What is the T code and tables for these, okay? When you are sharing the information of this is the T code, this is the tables, I don't want that story. I can just Google it and I myself know. Even if you guys don't tell me also, I will know, but you guys have to understand it. So whenever you guys are going to tell me about this is a table, tell me what information you will find, whether it is header table or whether it is an item table, or what is that. Tell me that, okay? Tell me with what level of information you will get. You guys have a system access, so you have to go into the table and see what is the information you're able to get from the table. Simply don't say, okay, EKKO, this is the table. I know EKKO is a purchase order table, but header or item level table, you guys have to tell me, right? And then you guys have not only tell me, and you guys have to understand at the header level what all details you will find. So try to give me detailed explanation, and then let's see what is done. So similar way, whenever you want to sell the goods to the customer, so you will create a sales order, outbound delivery, and then you send the goods outside your warehouse. That's where you post the goods issue. And once the goods issue is posted, you will be sending a billing document to the customer so that he will be doing a payment for you. So in the case of import process, once the goods are received, you will do a goods receipt. That is called as a material document that will go to GTS system for further processing. But in the case of export process, once you do the goods issue, that document does not go to GTS. Rather, you will wait for the billing document to get created, and once the billing document is getting created in the GTS system, that billing document will be sent to GTS system for further processing. So you guys have to understand this basic difference, okay? If I'm very fast, try to slow down the video, okay, the run speed, and try to listen to it. For the first time when you are listening, you will not be able to understand. Listen it for twice, thrice, apply it in the system, create a purchase order, create an inbound delivery, create a goods receipt, and see what is happening in the GTS system. Then you will be able to understand, okay, this is what he has said and this is what I have understood. Clear? Now moving forward again, Apart from this master data, yes, there are more master data in SAP GTS system. For example, preference management, we have master data separately for that. Okay, but I don't wanted to deal about preference management. Now focus only on these things. Now, how are we going to connect the feeder system to the SAP GTS system? See, basically, feeder system, it can be SAP ECC, SAP EWM, any system can be a feeder system. That system has to be connected with the SAP GTS. Okay, for that to happen, there's a plugin called SAP SLL. SAP SLL, even if you go for any transaction code in SAP GTS system, the transaction code will start with /SAP SLL. So this plugin has to be installed in the SAP ECC system. That tells you that you are going to connect with SAP GTS system. This is the first step. Now I'll tell you the T code which you need to focus on. Whenever you type this T code, you always ensure you type in /n or /o. /n means the same screen will be removed and there will be another screen which will be replaced. /o means the screen will exist and new screen will be opened. That is the difference. I've already told you. Please work on it as well. And this is the transaction code which you need to use it in GTS system, in ECC system, so that you will be able to do all set of configurations based on connections in ECC system. Now let me go to ECC system. This is the ECC system. I am typing in this T code and then pressing enter. What does it say? It says SAP Global Trade Services. And now when you click on these three dots or when you click on this arrow, you will be able to see the basic settings, or if you click on the three dots, you will see basic settings. You have to go over there. Now forget about the three things at the top. Come to system connection to SAP GTS. Now what is that you're going to do is you are going to do the connection between SAP ECC system to SAP GTS system. So how do you do that? Firstly, you need to define the logical system. Logical system is nothing but what is the system which you are going to use. Okay, so in the case you have to define both the ECC and GTS logical system, because the system must know what is my name first, and then only it can know what is the other name. So source name and the target name you will be defining. So define logical system is the place where you will be defining the ECC system or the S4 system, and also you will be able to define the logical system of the GTS system. I do have an S4 system here. Okay. I think someone has changed the password. Anyways, no issues. Let me work on it and I'll get back with you. But now coming back to this particular topic, so you have to define the logical system. So there is a separate naming convention. This is loading, so I'm just telling you, once it is open, I'll let you know. There is a separate naming convention which you need to follow. So the first step is define logical system. Correct? So there's a naming convention I told. So what is the naming convention is, whatever the system name you have, say for example here it is EH8. Let's assume in your company you have a system name called as ECC, and then you will have a client for it, right? So you can mention it as system name and then client CLNT, or let's assume your ECC system name is PRD, CLNT and 100. 100 is nothing but the client number. So you click on here, you see it, right? Client number, and that is what you are going to give over here. Same way you are going to do it for GTS as well. So what I do is GTP CLNT will be common, and then 100. So this tells GTP is the production system for GTS and PRD is the ECC system production ID, or you can give PRD or ECC production system. Okay, this is how you define the logical system over here. If you guys remember, I've told you how the configurational data changes move. It moves from development system to quality system to production system. Correct. Now, what is the logical system which I've defined? I've defined the logical system only for the production environment. Am I correct or not? So, what you need to do is, you need to create the logical system details for development, quality and production in ECC and as well as in GTS. So, what am I doing is, I have created a logical system for ECC system, development system, quality system and production system, and at the same time I've created a logical system for GTS, development, quality and production system. All these things has to be defined at this place. I don't know why it is taking so much time, but this is the place where you need to do. One more thing what I wanted to tell you is that, will you be doing this activity every day or a monthly once or a yearly once? No, this will be done only on the implementation phase. Once the implementation phase is done, during support you don't need to worry about it. And also during the implementation work, don't worry about it. Maybe implementation and the definition and the assignment of logical system you can do, but rest of the process in this connection from SAP ECC to GTS, basis team will take a do their work. They have to do the connection between SAP ECC and SAP GTS system. Clear? I don't know, it is taking so much time. I'm still waiting. Okay. Let me open a new screen. Hope you guys know, if you click on the three dots, there will be a new GUI. If you click on that, no matter whether the system is hanged or not, you will be able to create a open another screen. And I'm clicking on this. That is the same transaction which has been added as favorite. I'm going into basic settings. First step is defining the logical system. I'm not sure why it is not opening, and then assigning the logical system. So once you have defined the logical system, next step is assigning the logical system. So what is that you have done is you have defined an ECC client number. Okay, whatever what you have done is this is a name. Say for example, assume an employee ID has been created. So this is an employee ID. Now this employee ID has to be assigned to you, right? So that is where assigning the logical system comes into play. So here at this place, what you do is whatever the ECC client number you have defined, you will be assigning the actual logical system to it. So that is what takes place in assigning the logical system. Okay, now let me go. No problem, display. Okay, now if you see, this is the number which they would have defined in this screen, defined logical system, but I'm not able to see that. Now what I do is, if I go into display, see, this is the number you have defined. Now you are giving other roles. What is the currency it should take, and what is the logical system it should pick, what is the client role it must pick. Either it is a customizing system, that means development system, training system or education system, or a test system, which is nothing but going to be the quality system, or it is going to be a production system. So you will be defining accordingly. Say for example, okay, the system you are going to work in development, quality and production. You guys, if you guys have access in your client network, go into that particular transaction in ECC, go into assign logical system, select the logical system which is there for development, quality and production. You will be seeing the client role which will be different for each systems. Okay, not all three systems will have the same client role. This is similar to the BP role. BP role will tell you whether this is a customer or a vendor or a FTO or a legal unit. Same way, client role will tell you whether this is a customizing, production, test, demo, whatever it may be, it will be telling you what is all. And then how do you want to test that? How do you want to capture the changes? All these things will be given over here. These things, whenever you are doing for the first time during the implementation phase, you will be able to do it. And also that you will get some enough support from the architecture team, or the basis team will take care of this particular work. Now, if you see over here, you can see two details. Okay, one ECC, two GTS. Both the details are mapped over here. Now the next step, what is the next step? This all will be taken care of by basis, but I'll let you know guys what is happening over here. Now what is happening is that you know an ECC system name, you know a GTS system name, and that has been defined and that has been assigned. Clear? Now let us forget about that. Next step is maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. Okay, so what does it say? In ECC system, you are in ECC system, that is going to be the source system. Correct? Now what it's saying, maintain RFC destination. That means what is the target system? Okay, ECC system now via this transaction will come to know what is the destination system which is assigned to this ECC system. So that is what you will be able to see in this particular maintain RFC destination for the RFC calls. Clear? Now this is all GTS. This is all whose activity? Basis activity. They will take care of it, but this system is too bad, yeah. Okay, so yes, you can click on this. If you see, this is how the connection will be happening. Okay, you have to specify the correct GTS RFC destination, and the this RFC destination will help you to transfer the documents from ECC to GTS system. There was a question, right? How the master data gets transferred from ECC to GTS? Still that is not answered, but how the documents get transferred? What are the documents which we have discussed? PO, IBD, GR, SO, OBD, billing document. How does that get transferred? It gets transferred via this configuration setup. So in this configuration setup, via this configuration setup, you will be able to transfer the documents from ECC system to GTS system. Okay. Now I have one question. The question is, the ECC system is defined. Sorry, the ECC system is defined. Okay. The connections are all established. Now a purchase order is created in the GTS system. Sorry, ECC system. You have not logged into GTS system. Now if you see, this is an ECC system. Now let's assume I'm going to exit this GTS system. Okay. Now the question is, one system is logged in, one system is logged off. Correct? And you have created a master data or a transaction data. Let's discuss about the transaction data. You have created a transactional data which is nothing but a purchase order in the ECC system. Correct? Now what is the expectation of this configuration? Once the configuration is done, the data from the purchase order has to be transferred to GTS system. Correct? Now the GTS system is not logged in. What will happen? Whether the data will go into GTS system or the data will not go into GTS system. So this is one homework to you. So the question is, when the GTM is not logged in, you have created a purchase order in ECC system. Now this data will get transferred to GTS or not. One recommendation is that try to answer this, otherwise it is of no use. You guys will not be able to understand anything at all, and it's up to you guys. Great. So now coming back to this configuration again. In this configuration, as I told, it is all the basis activity what they will do. You need not worry about much on this, but what all the details they will be doing here is, they will be providing the technical details, they will be providing the host details, logon details, all the details will be provided over here. So IP address, how the IP address, like all those details will be provided in the technical settings. So you need not worry about that. Basis team will take care of that for particular configuration. Now coming out. Third is done. Now we are going to the fourth step, which is called as maintain RFC for method calls. Clear? So there is one other topic which I have to cover in this particular RFC destination for RFC calls. I will cover it, but if the homework is answered, I will cover that. Otherwise, I will not cover that. Now we are going to the fourth step, which is called as maintain RFC destination for method calls. So what are we going to do over here? Same thing. We have defined all the development, quality, production systems in both ECC as well as GTS system. We have created that, right? Now let's go to this system itself, which is EH8, right? We will go to that. So EH8 is the system which has been created. Now what you need to do is, you have whatever system details you have defined, all those system details you will be able to find over here. Now select the GTS system. So this is the GTS system which we have defined for this particular case. Now once you select this GTS system, click on standard BAPI destination. Clear? You can expand it also. See, once you click on this, you have to click on standard BAPI destination. It says there is an entry already for this key, but let me choose another one. Okay, I'm selecting this, I'm clicking on standard BAPI destination. Here in this, you have to provide the logical system name in RFC destination for BAPI calls. Okay, so nothing but you just click on the F4. You will have lot of RFC destination details. In this RFC destination details, you have to provide the relevant one so that the RFC method calls will be maintained. See, RFC destination from BAPI calls, what you're maintaining, you have defined a GTS logical system, right? That same logical system which you are maintaining over here. So this will help you to do the RFC destination for method calls. Now the next step is going to be the maintain ALE distribution model. Now what is maintain ALE distribution model? So the data from ECC system to GTS system goes, if the data from ECC system or S4 system goes to GTS system via IDOC. Not all data, some information goes to GTS system via IDOC. So that to ensure to happen, you are going to check with maintain ALE distribution model. So now what is the data which gets transferred from ECC to GTS via this last configuration is nothing but master data transfer. What is a master data? Yesterday we created a vendor master that went into a GTS system as BP, right? How does it happen? It gets transferred to GTS system via this maintain ALE distribution model. The main purpose of this is to verify which source system and which destinations, what is the source system, what is the destination system, and how it is connected. So that is what the role of this particular distribution model, nothing else. So any master data created in the ECC system, what you need to do is that you will be moving that master data or automatically getting transferred from ECC to GTS via this configuration only. So don't worry about this configuration and all those. These all will be done by the base system. So don't worry about it. There are a lot of things over here. You need not worry about all these things. But if at all you wanted to see over here SAP GTS system, and then you are assigning a ECC system to that, and then you are giving almost all the details, what all details can get transferred from ECC system to GTS system. Clear? So that's it. So I think this configurations I've done. So once after you perform all these 5 steps, what are the 5 steps? Define logical system, assign logical systems, and then all the rest of the configurations will be done by base system. But you have to understand that RFC destination via method calls, ALE distribution model, RFE destination for RFC calls, you guys have to understand that. So once after performing all these 5 steps, system connection to SAP GTS is completed. Now the transactional data and the master data will be transferred to SAP GTS systems. Is that enough? From ECC system you have done all the connections. Is that enough? No. You have told the source system that GTS is the destination system, correct? But did you tell the destination system, which is nothing but SAP GTS system, which is your source system? Did you tell whether SAP ECC is your source system, or SAP GTS is your, or SAP EWM is your source system, or what is the source system for you? Did you tell that? No. So for that you have to go into SAP GTS system and then do some configurations to ensure the target system knows from which source system it receives the data. Clear? So I will close this session for now. Tomorrow we will discuss about what are the configurations or the connection details which we need to do at the GTS side so that ECC to GTS connection is fully established. Clear? So for now that's it. Listen to this video once again. If at all any doubts, ask me. Thank you.